Hello, everybody, and welcome. I am very excited to introduce to you our featured member of the week, which is Liz Foth, and she's in a gorgeous backdrop today. So thanks for joining me, Liz. I'm really excited for our
Absolutely.
interview. Yeah.
Yeah, my
I'm excited
pleasure.
because
Thank you.
I've met you a couple times and I just don't know too much about who you are. So I'm
Yeah,
really
yeah.
excited to kind of dive in a little bit today.
Let's do it.
And
Awesome.
yeah, this will be great. Tell me first where you are, like location wise, what city you're in.
right now I'm in Neenah,
Oh,
Wisconsin. I'm from Appleton, but I work in Neenah, so I'm just on my lunch break.
great. That's great. And can you tell me a little bit about who you are and the journey that has kind of brought you to the work that you're doing right now? It sounds like you're birthing some new things. I'd love to hear about all of that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, um, I about not just a little less than 3 years ago, I was a meth addict, and I was like fighting for my life and fighting for so much. And I was blessed to have like this massive spiritual awakening in which all of the conditioning, all of the human conditioning and all of the trauma and all that, I was able to see it for um basically it was all removed. And I was gifted clear vision, a vision that I've never had before in this lifetime. And I kind of from there knew, okay, now I need to do this. Now I need to do this. And I went to rehab. I went to inpatient rehab, and I just dove headfirst into my healing. I am one who does not hesitate to face the dark shit. Like, so I was
Mhm.
just like, come on, universe, give me all you got. Like, I'd get out of this period of deep shadow work, and I would literally say, okay, I'm ready to go again. And I would
Wow.
dive back into it. And because the thing is like I was also gifted. So that in August of 2022, which was 8 months ish after I got out. Oh no, actually, about 6 months after I got out of rehab. But I went to Peru, and I did an ayahuasca retreat.
Hmm.
And on that there was four ayahuasca ceremonies. On that first one, I was gifted with the feeling, the vision, the knowing of what awaited me if
Hmm.
I did the work. And so that's why I was just like, that's why I've
Wow.
been so like, let's do this, let's do this. And
Giving me
so
chills.
and so now, like three and a half, just a little under 3.5 years later, I'm in a place where I feel like I've stepped into my power. I've reclaimed my voice. I was a chronic people pleaser, chronic codependent, all the things. I always felt so small. I always felt like I didn't belong. I always felt like people were talking over me. And now I'm at a place where I'm watching my reality just respond to me, to my frequency, rather than me, cowering down from things that
Mhm.
are happening in my reality. So
Mm.
it has just been a beautiful, painful, but beautiful, beautiful process. So that's a little bit about my
Wow.
just my journey.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's
Thank
incredible.
you.
You are such an inspiration. I mean,
Oh,
to do
thank
that
you.
incredibly hard work over and over and over. And I'm sure you're still doing it like daily.
I am.
So,
Yeah, it doesn't
yeah,
end.
absolutely. And what are you doing now? Tell me a little bit
So,
more about what
yeah,
this calling is that you've kind of come to.
I
Yeah.
would absolutely love to share more. So I have my Facebook, which is just Liz Foth, and I've been sharing my journey since I got out of rehab. And like, not a lot of people in my direct life knew about my struggles. And so once I shared that, then people started to listen and pay attention. And so I've just been building my Facebook now for the last like 3 years or so. But now I have this new thing that I'm birthing. It's called Reclaim Your Crown, because I did this whole like ceremony one night where I literally like reclaimed my crown, and I was like, this is what I'm gonna help women do. So it's focused on women. And I will be featured in Mind, Body, and Soul magazine in July, which will kind of be advertising the Reclaim Your Crown course.
Mhm.
I just built my reclaimyourcrown now.com website because because the Reclaim Your Crown course is not going to be available till about September. But I am offering one-on-one sessions to help women. I made a few little notes just because I didn't want to leave anything out.
Yeah,
So I
it's
just said,
okay. Great.
yeah. So like to help women reclaim their power and not power over, but their personal power, how
Mhm.
to step into your personal power and
Mhm.
reclaim, what was always rightfully yours, but was kind of taken away through conditioning, trauma, all the
Mhm.
things.
Sure.
Um, One big thing that I'm really focusing on is realizing that we are God, that we have God within us, that we are an expression of God, just expressing itself in different ways. And that can be triggering to some, especially if they have a religious background, because we're taught to always put our power or give our power away to some out, whether it's our teachers, our parents, our doctors, our lawyers, our priests, like and I want all people to know, but I want women to know that we have that within us. We are the creator. And that is what life is all about, is getting to that place where we realize that, hey, I am God and I can
Mhm.
create. And in our manifestations can be instant, once we do it
Mhm.
through the healing work. So
Oh,
it's
beautiful.
so yeah. And then, just to stop playing small, stop fitting into places where you don't where you're, where you've outgrown, stop the people pleasing, stop the over explaining, stop settling for less, stop getting overlooked for the promotions, love, the jobs, all of those things. And um, yeah, just realizing that our frequency, what we put out is what we are attracting back. So we are in control of our outside world. A lot of people feel powerless, but we absolutely are in control of what reflects in our outer reality. And so that's what I want to kind of teach people. And then as an advanced course, I want to teach people how to like communicate with the universe,
Mm.
communicate with God, communicate with all that is. Because when we just quiet down a bit and start paying attention to things that are happening in our reality, we can literally communicate with God in real time, or the universe, or whatever
Mhm.
term people like to
Sure.
use. And so that's kind of like an idea that I have for an advanced course. So that's
Wow.
kind of where I'm at right
Great.
now.
That's so exciting. Good for
It
you.
is, it is super
That's a
exciting.
lot of amazing
Yeah,
things and some really
thank you.
powerful things that you're bringing out into the
Thank you.
world and that you're inspiring others to really, step into that place of power for themselves. I love
Thank
that.
you.
I think so many
Yeah.
people can relate to that. So that's really
Yes,
cool.
absolutely. And as
Yeah.
I especially feel called to work with women, obviously because I am a woman, but also because I recognize the history of women and the oppression, the
Mhm.
suppression, the
Sure.
trauma, all of that. And so that's something that, and right now is a time for the divine feminine to rise up. We're rising and there's
Mhm.
no stopping us. And so I want to like be a part of that. So
That's great. I love that.
yeah.
Beautiful. Well, you answered a bunch of my questions just in what you said. So fantastic.
Awesome.
That's great. I'm curious to know if you have a ritual or a practice or movement that you like to turn to when you're needing grounding or inspiration that you could share with everybody.
I'm so glad that you asked that question, because that's something I forgot to mention, is that I love ecstatic dance, and I do DJ for ecstatic dance.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful.
Yes. Yeah, so I love to create the sets that really get people in their body and get people connected, and
Mhm.
to really move the emotion through. So that, yeah, dancing is absolutely one of my biggest rituals that I do all over the place. It doesn't matter where I am. I will do it. I'll do it anywhere, and I don't care who's watching.
That's great. I love that.
Yeah. It was just funny because that's how we met, was at the ecstatic
Yeah,
dance that you held at your land. So
absolutely. I know.
yep.
Doing our favorite thing.
Yep. Yep.
That's great. And I'm curious, do you have a favorite rhythm or type of music or song that really moves your soul, or maybe something that's just really calling to you right now that you'd like to share? And I can post a
Yeah.
link later too if you can't think of anything in the moment.
Yes. No, I absolutely have one right away.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
yeah, Celestial Medicine. I think it's Deodova. I don't remember though exactly who, but it's called Celestial Medicine. And there's a sound in there that sounds like a dove flying away or something. And I
Oh,
heard that once when I was on a walk, and I was like, wow, that is a beautiful sound. And I just envisioned, then I heard it in the song, and I just envisioned like that's what angels' wings sound like when they're flying. And so there's just it
oh.
in the whole, like what the song is all about is about like heaven on earth and divinity and things like that. So yeah, there's that song just moves me every time I hear it.
Oh, beautiful. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I love that.
Thank you.
Great. Beautiful. Well, last question I have for you is, do you have any upcoming classes or retreats or workshops or events, anything you want to share
Yeah.
with everyone with your words
Yeah,
versus like a
for
link?
sure. Yeah, so just I do every third Thursday of the month. Me and a friend of mine, we do a local meditation circle. So that's actually tomorrow. That's at
Okay.
the 602 Club in Appleton. And us, me and a couple other friends are planning a summer solstice retreat. But I don't have all the details on that yet.
Mhm.
But I'll have more details on that in a while.
Great.
And then um, as far as right now, that is kind of what I'm focused on. But as a bigger picture, I'm focusing on what we already had talked
Mhm.
about. So
That's
yeah,
great. Wonderful. So much good stuff, Liz.
yeah, thank you. I'm like
Amazing.
elated because it's like all the things that I heard from all my favorite spiritual YouTubers and podcasts. It's like the things they would talk about is like once you're in alignment, everything will just start lining up. And I'm living that right now. And I'm like, it was all true. It was because there's times when we can doubt that. There's times when I've been like, this is all bullshit. Like but it is. It's true. It's real. It's all happening.
Oh, I love that. Well, thank you so much, Liz. I really appreciate the
Absolutely. Thank you.
time. Yeah,
Yeah. Thank you for the
beautiful.
opportunity. I'm really
Thank
appreciative
you.
too. All
Absolutely. All right. Take
right.
care. All right.
Yeah, me too.
Bye.
Bye.